Good morning, students. Welcome back to our next video session of our chapter number 8, reproduction. So in the previous video session, we people have learned about sexual reproduction, that what is sexual reproduction and why it is important. So sexual reproduction, we have learned that is nothing but the process in which two individuals are involved, where the production of gametes takes place either in the same individual or in the different individuals of opposite sex. That is referred as sexual reproduction. Then we have learned that why sexual reproduction is important, because it is an elaborate, and slow process and a complex process. Got it? Where the new individuals are formed and they are different from their parental generations. And then we learn that how the continuity of the DNA or chromosomes is maintained in the sexual mode of reproduction, that is by opting the gametic reduction division process. Now in this video session we will be learning about the sexual reproduction that is in the flowering plants. So flowering plants, which we also refer as angiospermic plants. So now what about these angiospermic plants? These angiospermic plants, they have got the capability to generate flowers. So these flowers are the reproductive parts of the plants. So let me give you that. Basically this flowering plant has two main parts. That means it consists of two parts. One is vegetative part, another one is reproductive part. Vegetative parts and reproductive parts. What are vegetative parts? Vegetative parts are nothing but the roots, stem and leaves, about which we have learned that how they are using these vegetative parts to generate the new individuals, that is in the asexual mode of reproduction, by vegetative propagation. Then the reproductive part, that is flower. Flower is the reproductive part of the plant, and here the plant undergo the process of sexual reproduction with its reproductive part, that is flower. So here how this flower is undergoing the process of reproduction, or how it is performing the process of reproduction, what are the different parts which are involved in the reproduction of the flowering plant or of the flower, let us learn. So here you can see the structure of flower. So here I have drawn a structure of flower, that is China rose or hibiscus. Here basically the flowers which are the reproductive parts of the plants, they are attached to the plant by a stalk like structure which is known as pedicel. A stalk like structure with which the flower is attached to the plant or to the branch of the plant is the pedicel. And about to the pedicel we can see a swollen or bulging part known as thalamus. It is the receptacle on which all the various reproductive parts are present. So it is thalamus or receptacle, it is pedicel or pedicule. Now on this thalamus we can see some light green colored or green colored leaf like structures which have been referred as sepals or calyx. So the smaller leaf like structures or green leaf like structures which are present or which are covering the flower during the initial stages of its development, they are referred as sepals or calyx. So you might have seen many times that the flower, when it is in the form of a bird, or a new flower is when it is arising from the plant, it is covered by some green colored leaf like structures. So those green colored leaf like structures which are covering all the internal organs of the plant are nothing but our calyx or sepals. So they are denoted by the letter K, calyx or sepals. They are green in color. So their major function is protection of the remaining internal organs of the flower, which are the important parts of the reproduction process. So that is about the calyx. This is what the calyx and what is its function. The second whorl, that means now these all parts are arranged in whorls. Outermost whorl of calyx, then second whorl of petals, third is of male reproductive organs, and innermost of female reproductive organs. So in this way they are arranged in whorls, in circles, one after the other. So outermost whorl consists of sepals or calyx. The second whorl next to the calyx is our colored full leaf-like parts, or the multicolored attractive parts of the flower known as petals. They are the petals. So they are colored full ones, or we can see in some of the plants they are multicolored. Okay, so they are colorful or they can be multicolored. So these are known as petals or corolla, denoted by the letter C. Why they are colorful? Why they are multicolored? Here these petals are colorful and multicolored because their main role is to attract insects or other organisms, okay, which plays a very vital role in the pollination process. Pollination, nothing but the flowering part, okay, the male reproductive part has to transfer its gametes to the female reproductive part. So for this transformation he has to use various agents. He can use air, he can use water, he can use smaller insects or other animals. Okay, so these pollen grains, which are the male reproductive gametes or the germ cells, they are transferred from one to other with the help of these organisms. So to attract these organisms towards the flower, these petals, they are colored full one, multicolored ones, bright colored ones. So they attract us towards them, so that when we touch flowers and other things, the pollen grains come in contact with us, and in this way when we are touching the different flowers, they easily get transferred from one flower to another flower. Okay, so here these petals have got a very important role in the transferring of gametes, that is in the process of pollination. Okay, so they are playing that role, so that's why they are colored full ones, so known as petals or corolla, denoted by C. The third whorl consists, here you can see the blue colored ones, they consist of the male reproductive parts. So this male reproductive part, which we referred as stamen, okay, denoted by A. Why? Because they are also referred as androecium. They are known as androecium. So they are denoted by capital letter A. We call them as stamens. These stamens comprises of two parts. The uppermost part, anther, and a long stalk-like structure known as filament, with which it is attached to the thalamus of the receptacle. Okay, so here this androecium or stamen, the male reproductive part of the flower, consists of anther and filament. This anther consists of the male reproductive gametes known as pollen grains. So these are the male reproductive gametes, pollen grains. They are present in the anther. Got it? So these pollen grains, basically mostly they are light yellow in color, and they are very light in weight, that they are easily blown away and can be transferred with even a small flow of the air or wind. Okay, so here they are the pollen grains or the male gametes, which are present on the anther, okay, present on the filament of the stamen. The innermost whorl consists of female reproductive part, which we call it as pistil or carpel. Pistil or carpel is the innermost part or the female reproductive part of the flower, and it is denoted by capital letter G, also known as gynoecium. Okay, so this gynoecium is the innermost female reproductive part, also called pistil or carpel, and here it comprises of three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Now stigma is the topmost part of the flower, which receives pollen grains Okay, so this is the receiving part of the female reproductive part. Female reproductive part which has a receiver which receives pollen grains. So the pollen grains which are reaching to the flowers, they are accepted or they falls on the stigma. Okay, and here it is attached by a long tube-like structure known as style. Okay, and at the lowermost part it consists of ovary. This ovary consists of ovules present inside the embryo sac. So these ovules are the female gametes which fuses with the pollen grains or the male germ cells, leading to the formation of zygote, which ultimately leads to the formation of seed. Now this seed finally germinates or gave rise to a whole new plant. That is the detailed description about the flower of the plant, which acts as the reproductive part of the plants. That's all, students, in today's video session. Have a good and wonderful day. Thank you.